Hello everybody and welcome back to BioSC 140. This video is going to cover Journal Article Laboratory Report Assignment 3. This one is over methods and references. So methods. Please read the methods, the overview and the background for this. It's pretty self-explanatory. When we get down to questions, laboratory you selected, list the major and important procedures, the major components of your experiment that you've chosen. So think about the big picture of what we're trying to do with these assignments. we're trying to be comfortable with reading scientific journals, examining scientific journals, examining primary research. We've explored a few different tools so far that will help you understand what's going on in your scientific articles. Listing, just bullet point the major aspects of methods is another tool that you have that can help you understand what's going on in a scientific paper. This next part, you can do optionally. I'm not going to grade this part right here. It says cite at least 4 references. I'm not going to do required citations on the lab report because the 2 things you need to cite are going to be the Fox Manual and the Hoffman Laboratory Supplement. So let's just move right along. Reference notes, read through this. It's good information right here. This part, pay close attention to. Read through this, absorb it. You might want to read through it a couple times while you're doing the second half of this assignment. There's a very specific format to scientific papers. One of the parts is the introduction. The introduction and probably the discussion, maybe the abstract. Actually, the abstract's probably the most read. But the introduction is a very read part of scientific papers. It's the first part of scientific papers. You need to be comfortable with what the introduction is, what's inside the introduction, and this should help start that process. The introduction should also, you're going to be writing an introduction for your laboratory report. I want to encourage you to spend some time with this and to do a good job on this because this is going to prepare you for the laboratory report. This assignment's worth 5 points. Your laboratory report is worth 50. Do a good job here. I'm going to grade it, read it over, give you comments, and you should be prepared to write the introduction for the laboratory report when that time comes. So your introduction should describe the various physiological principles studied and discussed, pertinent literature in a brief review to orient the reader. I like this last part of the sentence. You need to orient your reader. What do they need to know to understand the rest of the paper? What background science, what physiological principles do they need to know to understand the rest of the paper? What related literature, related research do they need to know in order to understand the rest of the paper? Your scientific points need to be substantiated by reference in your sources. Make sure to include the purpose of the exercise somewhere in the introduction. So once you've given them the information that they need to know, like the background information they need to know about the topic, why are you doing this experiment? What is the purpose of this experiment? Why are you doing it? What are you hoping to learn? And how is that knowledge going to help you? What is the purpose? What do you hope to learn? And how is that going to help the future? What's the purpose? It should present the nature and scope of the problem under study, and it should also include a hypothesis. Your paper will definitely include a hypothesis if you want to get 100%. Please reference Journal Article Assignment 2 for how to write a hypothesis. Hypothesis with background material. The significance of your study and applications. Again, orient the reader, give them the information they need to get through the rest of this paper and understand it. Let them know why you're doing this experiment, why you're writing this paper. What do you hope to learn? Why is what you hope to learn important? And then state your hypothesis. If I do this, then this will happen because of this. Right here are common errors that people make in this section in the laboratory report, but also just in introductions in general. Your assignment, answer the following questions. Answer the following questions, and these questions should, well, after you answer them, should get you prepared for writing the introduction of your laboratory report. Make sure you look over the checklist at the bottom, and please email me if you have any questions. Take care, everybody.